What's up, guys? We're back for another live stream. It's been a while since we did these, and got the fan on me because, as usual, it's hot as heck in here. But I suppose we can just get right into the meat and potatoes, not mess around. And what's on everyone's mind, probably on your mind a lot, if you're like the average person, it seems, is the death of Robin Williams. And yeah, I had a video talking about my brief encounter with Robin Williams years ago, and then about how I came close to doing scenes with Robin in a movie. And but we didn't hear Imabelle's perspective on Robin Williams. So why don't you give your thoughts, Imabelle?
My thoughts, of course, I enjoyed Robin Williams movies. I'm also one of the fans. The one thing that I told you, remember, is that it's just so sad. What if someone could have reached out to Robin Williams or something like that?
But we don't know all the details
before
either.
that happened.
Maybe
Or,
someone did.
yeah, maybe, but well, it's just sad. But I hope and pray that that doesn't happen again to other people. Like, no more suicide, please.
Well, it was so weird when I woke up and you told me the news, because the first reaction that I had was, this is another celebrity death hoax. They're so common these days, I don't take them seriously. And they said, oh yeah, that's probably a hoax. What was the source? And then you cited some sources.
Yeah, because I woke up earlier. I had to work on some paperwork. And then I saw posts, but the first post I saw was from a friend who works for a TV station here, who's also a friend, and then followed by another post by a friend whom I worked with when I worked for Deal or No Deal Shot in the Philippines, who works in Hollywood. So it's like, so this is real.
Yeah, that was a reliable source, like when those other people that probably had worked with Robin Williams posted on Facebook, because they're not just going to post something without having it verified first. But when I realized that the news was real, and sorry to say, some people might get upset at this, but I don't think they should, because I'm just being honest. I thought back to all those years earlier, if you saw my other video where I told the story of having Robin Williams autograph that thing, and I changed my tune on him because I wasn't a fan of him. But how, like, after I got it, I thought, well, he was a nice guy to do that. And then I thought, well, I'm going to go on eBay and I'm going to sell this thing that he signed for me. And my friend said to me, no, it'll be worth a lot more money when he dies. That's actually the first thing that popped into my head. I thought about my friend telling me that, he didn't have any kind of inside information. Because if Robin would have died of a heart attack or something, it wouldn't have been that shocking. It was just shocking the way that he did it. And I'll be very open. I was never a fan of Robin Williams. I never liked Robin Williams. And then I think, before my brief encounter, the thing that kind of further tainted my view of him, or did taint my view, because to me, he was just a guy who didn't appeal to me with his humor. But the thing that kind of tainted my opinion of Robin Williams is I heard Jack Black. I used to like Jack Black. And Jack Black was on the radio giving an interview. This was years ago, like when he was first starting to explode in popularity. But Jack Black gave an interview where he talked about Robin Williams and had this disdain for Robin Williams. And I think that tainted my viewpoint of him, because I liked and respected Jack Black, especially in the early days, but it was happening right as he was breaking out into the mainstream. And hearing the things he said about Robin Williams, like, I thought, yeah, Robin Williams is a D-bag, I guess. And at least part of me said that. And now, like, I tried to look up to see if there was any other remarks that Jack Black made about Robin Williams. I tried to look it up online, and I could only find information, like, making it look like they were friends, and, like, Jack Black respected him. Like, maybe he also changed his tune on Robin Williams. And then I felt like, man, I was left out high and dry by Jack Black. After he gave me this distorted tainted view of Robin Williams, and then he like sold me out by becoming friends with him, but like giving me those negative feelings towards Robin Williams. So we have a few people in the room now. Corey's in the room, Jordan's in the room, Mako is in the room. But continuing on with Robin Williams, one thing I'd like to say about him for the record is I look at him kind of the way I looked at Michael Jackson when he died, and that's someone that I never liked their professional work. I was by no means a fan of them, but that didn't mean that I disliked him as a person. I'm talking about like after I met Robin. After I met Robin Williams with my brief encounter, I thought I as brief as it was, seeing what he was doing, signing those autographs for kids and stuff, and even for me, I couldn't disrespect the guy after he was nice. After he was nice to me and nice to those kids, but I thought, man, that guy's a class act. That's what I thought of him. And I still didn't enjoy his comedy or his films, but I respected the heck out of the guy. And it's kind of Michael Jackson when he died. By no means, I never liked Michael Jackson, probably because of my age. When I was growing up, Michael Jackson was already so far away from being cool. And and then when he died, he was considered the greatest. Michael Jackson was considered the greatest thing since Jesus Christ. But I thought, well, no, this guy made really lame, terrible music, at least from a perspective of a guy that grew up in the 1990s. He was terrible. But I always respected Michael Jackson as a guy. I never really believed that he was guilty of those accusations. And I always thought that Michael Jackson, to me, I just had this feeling that he really was that genuine, nice, and naive guy. That naive guy that was very childlike mentally, but then he got involved because of his money and fame. Things spiraled over his head. So I always respected Michael Jackson as a person, even though I cringe whenever some of his music comes on to this day. It's like, oh, that's the anti-Travis music, I think, Michael Jackson. Now, if you like Michael Jackson, that's fine. If you like Robin Williams, that's fine. I think it's great that you can find enjoyment and in an entertainer's work or an artist's work. So I respect I have respect for you if you enjoy these artists' work. It's better. That's a better attitude to take instead of trying to be critical of people, just to enjoy what they have to offer and leave it at that. I think that's a great attitude to have. But I've said my piece about both Robin Williams and Michael Jackson. We're getting some good comments.
Yeah, hold on. Let's say
on.
Hi first to MV Carlos. Hi, thank you for joining us. I just want to say something about what Corey said. He said artists are so sad. Why is that? Speaking of that, here in the Philippines, just a few days ago, I think, I just saw that on Facebook as well. I haven't been watching the news. That a comedian who started from YouTube, actually, who's the mainstay of one of the gag shows, popular comedy shows in the Philippines, also tried to commit suicide. And
Kuya Jobert?
He's known as Kuya Jobert in the Philippines. Maybe you can check that out on YouTube.
Yeah,
too.
This local guy the day after Robin Williams. I think it was the day after.
I'm not
sure. It was a day, maybe 2 days at the most after the Robin Williams thing. A local star comedian had an attempted suicide, and hopefully he wasn't inspired by the Robin Williams thing. Information hasn't really come out on that yet. But he's in a bad place, I guess, when we don't know the answers. But something I want to move on to is Robin Williams' daughter is being bullied through social media. And I can tell you that that's the last thing that surprises me. I would totally expect that to happen because running a YouTube channel, as modest as this is, and I'm one of the least offensive people out there probably, I get so many crazy people writing me or leaving comments. I get threats from people, all kinds of threats. I get this on a daily basis, and this is just a guy that runs a modest niche YouTube channel that gets all these terrible things directed. So I know that there's so many people out there that wouldn't hesitate to try and kick Robin Williams' daughter while she's down and try and mess with her mind and that kind of thing. It doesn't surprise me in the least. However, I don't like to talk about problems without presenting a solution or trying to come up with a solution. And I have a solution to this whole cyberbullying thing. I have a solution that would clean the whole thing up. However, there's a problem. And the problem is...
There's a solution, but also there's also a problem?
Well, for me, it wouldn't be a problem because it's my idea, and I think it's a great idea.
Can you try to give the solution first?
I'll give you the solution, but let me tell you, like for a lot of people, they're gonna bitch and moan and complain and get so upset if they ever did this, but it would solve the problem, and that is simply take away people's ability to be anonymous on the internet. Make people, you need like a driver's license. You need your picture. You need your real name, your real profile to get on the internet. You can't get onto the internet without it. So we take away people's ability to be anonymous, and all this stuff will stop real quick. And if someone says something mean, everyone else will know exactly who they are. And let's say someone bashes Robin Williams' daughter, says something mean, but we know who they are. What happens when that person goes in and applies for a job and they look them up? Oh, yeah, you're that person that said terrible thing to Robin Williams' daughter. Well, I'm not even a fan of Robin Williams, but that's a terrible trait. I don't want someone evil like that working for me. But of course, the solution, people are going to complain, hey, man, we have this right to be anonymous. But to me, I didn't grow up with the internet. So to me, using the internet isn't a right. It's a privilege. It's like driving a car. You can't drive a car without ID showing who you are exactly and where you live. That's the rules of the road. You need to have a driver's license. We need some form of accountability, just like we saw that story on TV where there was a shooting somewhere in the United States where a white police officer killed an unarmed black person, and the idea of the officer that did the shooting wasn't released. Then that group Anonymous, they released the name and identity of the person that did it, and then that person got death threats. However, there's a catch with that. The person that they said did the shooting did not do the shooting. Completely different person. Person that works like 10 miles away from where the shooting occurred. And Anonymous released this person's identity. Then they started getting death threats. And that person doesn't even know why this group Anonymous chose to single him out and accuse him of it when it was very clear. I mean, he's still under police protection, even though officially they did give the real officer's name that actually did the shooting. He's still just because this group chose to expose him and tell a lie, and then all these nutcases thought, hey, that's that white officer that shot that unarmed black person, and it's not even the same guy. People are going to try and attack him. So,
with what you just said, we're so blessed to enjoy this freedom of speech, freedom of expression, but people abuse it. Just like they tend to cyberbully other people, they tend to hurt other people with their words on the internet, being anonymous and stuff like that. It's just so sad. The world is just filled with these, negativity and negative spirits. So I just think with everything that's happening on my end, I mean, personally, I think something that I can do on my part is to pray for these kind of people. Like just this, just like what who said on the comment, like why is it just like what Amy Carlos said, Robin Williams is a comedian who's supposed to be funny and make other people laugh, but he was the saddest person, knowing what he did to himself. So I guess every time to anyone maybe a strange person, in any way you can try to reach out and just be nice with your words, actions, or whatever. And I think that would make a difference. Those are just the thoughts I have.
And when you mentioned freedom, yeah, it's the thing. People want to talk about, hey, man, I need my freedom. Well, if you're doing things that harm other people, that's not what freedom's about. Freedom's not about hurting other people and having that ability. So, but the comments... Mako or Mako, however you pronounce it, I think Mako.
It's in Filipino it can be Mako, but maybe it's Mako.
I'm thinking Mako, like the Asian dude from Conan the Barbarian. the guy Mako, the actor. Who's
just let
who's
us
no
know
longer,
what's the right way to say it.
He's no
Okay?
longer with us, so I'm just going to call him Mako because of the actor from Conan the Barbarian. He says you should watch Dante Bosco, the Dante Bosco tribute for Robin Williams. He's Filipino, and he's also Rufio from the movie Hook. I did not see the movie Hook, for starters.
That's why he said,
I will say that.
Captain, my captain.
Oh, is that why he said that?
Yeah.
I didn't see the movie. I haven't even seen the movie Peter Pan. Growing up, I only got to watch Sylvester Stallone films. So, you're talking to the wrong guy. I'm sorry, I don't get the references. But I did see some of what he was saying about Robin Williams on TV. They covered it on the entertainment shows like Entertainment Tonight. So I'm aware of that. I've seen that. And Corey says, artists are so sad. Why is that? Am I sad, Imabelle?
No, because I'm here.
You want to break down? Cry. I think, everyone has peaks and valleys. There's a lot of comedians. There's a lot of actors. And you don't really hear about the ones that are happy and well-adjusted. But Hollywood success and fame and stuff, that stuff's part of an abnormal lifestyle. So, of course, they're going to react to things abnormally, and it can be very hard. I mean, I'm not like Robin. I'm not big time like Robin Williams. But even the small amount of fame, I'm like this. I'm like an ant compared to Robin Williams. But even with my little bit of fame and stuff.
Not even a fly.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm a fly compared to him. That's why I'm not trying to trash him earlier. I'm not trying to trash Robin Williams because I know that whether I enjoy his work or not, I will fully acknowledge Robin Williams is a legend. Even before his death, I would say you could still classify him as a legend. Even before this stuff.
Yeah.
Why is everyone silent in the comments room?
I know. I hope everything's.
Did this broadcast stop?
I hope everything's good in terms of audio. It says stream status bad though. Hopefully this becomes better, and let us know if you're hearing us well.
We had a good live stream last time. We didn't have problems.
Yeah.
I'm being worried because it seems like everyone just stopped commenting and it's been dead for the past 5 minutes. We're going to keep this stream shorter. Since we talked about Robin Williams.
Hold on, I have this thing I was going to say. They also mentioned about the serotonin in our brain. So if your brain does not produce enough of that can cause depression, right? So
I don't know.
Well, I was just thinking, I hope
a lot of this. It's probably more complicated.
I wish
I don't know.
I wish there could be a supplement that we can take so we can have more serotonin in our brain.
There are things that you can take to get happy soon. And Robin Williams took some of those things. It's cocaine. Those guys get pretty happy. I've never used it, but
something healthy, just like when you take vitamin C supplement. Or
but here's the thing: when you start messing with drugs and hormones and things, there's always going to be side effects. It seems some side effects good, some side effects bad. Like if you start shooting up with testosterone, I'm going to feel a lot more energetic. I can build better muscles, and but the bad thing is maybe I'll get acne. Maybe your hair falls out. There's going to be, maybe there's damage to your heart or something. So these other things too, like with drugs and hormones, there can be good things, but there can also be bad side effects. So I don't know that medication's always the first thing that you should look for.
Well, I guess the best thing, which is a very simple thing, is just to be very thankful for everything, for whatever we have every day, right? I hope you guys would leave a comment soon so we know that you're still there.
Did we lose everyone that was in there?
And the live streaming is really going well in terms of audio and stuff, which we used to have.
Let me check my Facebook, see what people are saying.
Which we used to...
It stopped.
Yeah, because we used to have a problem with the audio. I hope now it's working well.
No one said anything on the Facebook.
I know.
If you guys use Facebook, my Facebook's facebook.com/TravisCraftOfficial. And why don't we get to what you have to show people there?
Yeah, so while we're waiting for others to join the live stream tonight, would like to thank, you would like to thank the following people, the very, very dear
here's another comment from Jordan.
Ours.
Jordan, Mario, he commented, I know there is like a delay from the time when we say something to the time when you guys hear it, which could be as much as like 2 or 3 minutes probably. Hopefully that's the longest. So it could be delayed a couple minutes. But Jordan, Mario checking in. So letting us know. But why don't you show what you got to show?
Thank you so much for supporting our Patreon campaign, and you can check it out on patreon.com/craft.
And the link is in the description.
Yep. And right now we'd like to thank you, our dearest patrons, starting with... Hold on, I have to make this...
We're doing this old school because we don't have a way to do it digitally. If we had like a tablet or something, we could just scroll through it, but we're kind of ghetto version.
Thank you so much, Chris Vinci. Thanks to Corey Russo. Thank you. Okay, hold on. Do you see it?
Go through them. I want to just keep holding them up. I want to talk about the patrons. The patrons are really great supporting me, and it's not just financial support that I get from them. They've helped me with other things, but one of the things that they do for me, like seeing the support from the patrons, is it gives me emotional support in terms of giving me the incentive and the encouragement to keep making these videos and keep trying my best. Because sometimes you ask yourself, if you're a creator creating things on YouTube, sometimes you ask yourself, is it really worth it? You don't make money for it. You put it through a lot of work. Sometimes the videos don't get a lot of views even. But I believe what I'm doing here is I'm helping people, and different videos serve different purposes. Some of them are just to make people smile or entertain them. Some are to inform people. Some are to show people something that I'm doing. And other videos are to present knowledge for the viewers. Even the new series that I've been doing, the vlog series where I go out, even though a lot of that's about me and my life, people are still learning a lot, and I'm trying to put that kind of value in. Like this last one that we had where we showed people, options for gyms and stuff, and I talked about some of the pros and cons to certain types of places, because not every guy wants to go to the Philippines just to go to the bars and get girls and get drunk. And it's not that I'm judging those guys, but I know there's a lot of guys out there like myself that want to get in some workouts when they travel and kind of have fun visiting different gyms when they travel. It's part of the experience. You like to go into a new environment, see what the gym scene is like there, as opposed to seeing what the bar scene is like, which a lot of guys are into. But I think that helped people, showing them that. Eric, I've met one patron so far in person. I'll be meeting a couple other patrons in the near future. But it's amazing the support that I'm getting from my patrons, and it means so much to me, everyone that's being a patron, because it's what's going to keep this channel going, at least keep it going. It helps me decide the direction to go in. Sometimes I don't know if I should keep well, we have a new, I'll say this, we have a new series just that's patron only called the Travis Confessional. And this is not where I'm confessing sins, but I'm confessing some of my little bit more personal things and my personal thoughts and feelings, like about my channel and my videos, and letting people inside my head a little bit more than I would let the general public in. But I give this confession. Sometimes, even looking today, for instance, today I went back through some of my older videos, and I thought, man, I could have made my channel so much better. But in the early days, I didn't know enough to do consistent content, and I should have diversified a little bit more. I was pretty diverse, but I could have diversified even more. And this channel, it seems, for better or for worse, went into such a niche area and it's so far outside the mainstream. If I really wanted more, so-called success on YouTube, I should do something else and quit doing Philippine-related videos. I try and use my videos, though, as a gauge. Like every video I do, how do people react to it? Do they like it? Are they sharing it? Is it gain lots of views? And if not, I thought, well, maybe I should go in a different direction. I guess it's part of the evolution and growth of the channel. So, but the patrons, they kind of ease up things a little bit on me. Some of the pressure of just trying to get videos that get lots of hits. You can feel comfortable doing a video that you know is going to help people, even if it's not going to get hundreds of thousands or millions of hits. So, and Michael Firestone in Las Vegas. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, everyone in the room. JC.
JC Sahagun, hi, thank you. He said I just signed in no lag.
Yep.
Good to hear that.
So we talked about the patrons. Thank you, patrons, and thank you to you guys that are viewers and stuff. If you like my videos, I know that not all my videos are shareable. Some of them are just conveying simple information. They're not to be that way. But if there's any of my videos that you really like, share them on Facebook. Share them with your friends. That's one way to help me out, even if you're not a patron. Just spread the word. But we talked about Robin Williams, and I said that I never saw movies like Hook growing up. My dad took us to Stallone movies. We saw Stallone and Schwarzenegger movies and that type of thing. And now they have the Expendables coming out, which... Are
you looking forward to watch it?
Well, here's the thing about the Expendables movies. To me, it's like seeing a Rolling Stones concert. If I go to a Rolling Stones concert in 2014, I don't expect it necessarily to be as good as a Rolling Stones concert in the 1960s or 70s. But you go there for the experience and to see some of your heroes, some of your faves up there for one last big hurrah. It's like a greatest hits show. But is the Expendables going to be as good as, say, Commando or Rambo? Is it going to be anywhere near that quality in terms of a film? Of course not. But I want to see a lot of people I like up there on the big screen, and probably some of their last appearances. Especially if you're Dolph Lundgren, because my God, how many times do you get a chance to see Dolph Lundgren on the big screen? Next thing he's gonna be like, next thing's gonna be some straight to video movie for Dolph. So I only have so many chances to watch that guy on a big screen. But that's what I expect. So I know it's gotten a lot of bad word of mouth, the new one. I don't expect a great film. To me, it's just kind of a greatest hits show of those guys, like a little bit of a tribute show. But I'm not going in with the expectations. And there's a lot of people saying it's a dumb movie. Well, of course, have you seen the other Expendables movies? They're kind of dumb films. But are you telling me that the other movies that are out now, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Guardians of the Galaxy, these are these highbrow entertainment that are only for intellectuals? Come on, those movies make the Expendables look like it was written by Einstein or something. That's how dumb those other movies look.
Well, I wonder, though, what you think. Like you guys who are joining us now in the room, what would you first watch? Would you rather watch Guardians of the Galaxy first, or the Expendables, or what's the other one?
They would watch the Expendables if I were in it.
Yeah,
they should see. Stallone should have saw Turkey Man I Pava Rin, and he would have said, "I got to get that guy in the next Expendables, and I could be there as part of the crew in the Expendables." So,
what's the latest video that we've uploaded on the channel?
A vlog, the workout where we went and check out the gym scene.
What else? Oh, the Manila one. That was before that, right? That was vlog 17. We passed by City Hall. Is that it?
No, that wasn't the last one, but that was popular. I mean, not popular, but I mean,
we've been getting
compared to some of my other ones, I'm glad to see people like that. And what happened when we did that one where I went and saw the garbage in Manila, and then we went to the thing for the government where they were doing the launch of their campaign and the launch of my new video. That was that, but we got all that good footage in Manila, and what happened was we had to go to Manila kind of on an emergency. And I was really bummed out because I didn't want to go, especially it was during the hours that there's going to be traffic, and I thought it was going to be super inconvenient, super painful. And I was going, before we went, I was thinking, why me? Why does this have to happen to me?
Why not you? Why not us?
And what happened was, even though we went during the hours, there's normally traffic, because it was like about 3 o'clock when we left.
Almost, we were actually
and then about 5 o'clock when we were coming back.
Because we might not be able to reach there.
Traffic wasn't bad at all, actually.
I mean, before they closed.
And when we went there to take care of our business, it wasn't near as bad as I expected. And then I just walked around and got some of that cool footage for the vlog. And it was blessing in disguise. The whole thing was, it was a blessing in disguise.
I would say that's what God said. All things work together for the good of us. And those who love God.
And Mako says, Expendables 3 was sick.
Why?
I think he means good by sick.
Oh, okay.
I think
so
he means
still
good.
Positive?
Yeah, like sick, like, yeah, awesome. You know.
Okay,
if you grew up in the 90s, you'd go, it was gnarly, dude. It was rad. They don't really
I'm
say
looking
those
forward
things
to
anymore.
watching it, actually. Because we both of us got to watch Expendables 1, 2, and then this one with our friend.
I actually saw the other two Expendables here.
Yeah, and that's
with
so
Lance
cool.
Raimundo and you. The other two saw all three now.
Yeah, with our good friend.
And even if it's not a good film, you know, to me it's like whatever. I
just love seeing all of them in one movie, especially like the one with Chuck Norris and all these other guys. Like when I was growing up, these were the actors, the action stars I saw, and then seeing them again on the big screen in this age, it's just so cool.
And Tony Frutos says, greetings from Murrieta, California. Well, hello there, Tony. Thank you. He's coming to Manila in December, and he likes my videos. Good to hear, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. You know what, guys? It is always heartwarming to hear remarks like this. We receive comments, emails every day, just saying things and compliments.
And we got to get a lot of insane ones too.
Yeah,
a lot of insane ones that are starting to get on my. It's getting too much for me.
Okay, let me finish what I was going to say.
I'm not going to hang myself or anything. I'm just saying it's frustrating me.
Yeah.
Some of the ones we get.
The thing is, even if there are negative people leaving negative comments.
No, I'm talking about the people that write me and want me to do a free consultation for them with a bunch of nutty questions.
There are really a lot of positive, encouraging comments and emails we get. And like what I told him, there are really many people asking for advice that would really make us go out of our way to be able to answer them, like something like a consultation thing. I don't know if they realize that will be a lot of work for us. You know,
I know that they don't understand how much work it is for us. Some of these people that write me with a billion questions, and they also don't know I get like 1,000 of those emails a day. Even to respond to one's going to take a lot of my time, and that's time that's being taken away when we should be doing something else. If nothing else, creating new content that's going to help a lot of people out instead of just one person. However, I have to say that if I do a video and let's say it only gets 500 or 1,000 hits or whatever, it could be something that maybe changes someone's life, you know, in a positive way. So, not that that's necessarily the goal of every video, but if it happens, it's nice. Just like how I told that story about how I created my famous adobo video. The guy, the teacher that taught me how to shoot a cooking segment back in film school, they fired that guy because they thought he was worthless. Well, guess what? He affected my life in a huge way. Even if it took several years for it to happen, his one lesson that he spent 15 or 20 minutes talking about when no one else was paying attention, I was paying attention, and that was lodged in my brain. That I carried around for several years, for like 4 years, until 4 or 5 years until I made that adobo video. It took 4 or 5 years to manifest, but one of my first videos went viral, and it's because of that guy, and the university fired him because they considered him worthless. They thought he couldn't teach anyone anything. But me, he made a huge difference on. So just because you didn't see it immediately, that guy was not worthless.
Yep. Well, he was already fired before they could have known that he was not
But
worthless.
whoever fired him, if I could speak to them, I would tell them that story. Look, because of this guy, one of my first videos went viral and got played all over TV in the Philippines, and brought me to a whole nother audience that made people really like me. And a lot of it's because of him. It couldn't have been possible without that guy. That was the first part of the puzzle that all had to come into place. For that, people don't realize that famous adobo video, there was a lot of things that when it had to fall into place for that to happen. A lot of coincidental things, but I guess it was part of the master plan.
Yep. Well, I was gonna continue what I was saying earlier. It's thank you so much for the encouraging words, for the compliments, and just all of those. The people, we really do our best to get back to the email, especially the ones asking questions.
But we always get back to the patrons. They
Yeah.
take top priority, and that's part of the reason we have a Patreon campaign. I know who are the more serious people, and it's a reciprocal thing. You know, people want me to help them and answer their questions, but they don't really want, a lot of those people, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to reciprocate in any way whatsoever. They're just trying to take and take and take from me. But the patrons, those are people that take top priority because they're reciprocating. So they can ask me questions, and I'm fine with it. They get that privilege, because they're helping make what I want to do happen. They're a part of the puzzle. They're a part of it, so they deserve it, the patrons.
Yep, and it's not too late for you guys. Thank you. We know that you're supporting us and we appreciate that. Watching the videos, leaving a comment, sharing the videos to your friends on Facebook or wherever. And of course, you can also support us by being a patron. So check out
The link
our
is in the description.
Patreon campaign. It's patreon.com/craft. And let's all be thankful to the patrons we already have, and we would love to welcome all of you to be part of it too.
And someone else just joined the room live, Adam M. Hello, Adam.
Hi. Also, Jordan Mario said, I went to Manila last June and maybe I will go there again. See you someday. Sure. Yeah. And you mentioned that earlier. It's so cool whenever a patron, I always like confuse Patreon. Whenever a patron comes to Manila and they get in touch with us, it's our pleasure to meet them, to meet you guys, and we find time to do that. It's always a pleasure.
And if the Patreon campaign goes well enough, maybe she'll get her own channel and she'll do her own thing, which would be very different from me because it's coming from her. This channel is about my perspective and what I want to do and what I think should be done, but she has her own opinions on things. She has her own visions on things that are different than me because she's a different person. So you get a very different type of content, but I think still good, still valuable.
We mentioned this in our previous live streams. I actually had my radio show before. I did it live on a radio station, of course, in my hometown. But then when I came to Manila, I had to tape it and have it aired there. Eventually, I couldn't do it. I couldn't tape it anymore. I have to do it live. But since I'm not yet back in my hometown, I couldn't do it. But even up to now, after like how many months have passed, I still get a lot of questions, text messages on my radio text hotline that I still have the number. I still have it. I still get a lot of questions asking for payong kaibigan, which is in Filipino. That means friendly piece of advice or friendly advice. They ask questions about their relationships, love life, family matters, and stuff like that. And it's not that I am super expert on that, but I guess it's everyone, every single person has his or her own choices or like decision. But when they ask me, then I just share something so that could help them do whatever, right? Well, anyways, that's it. And then remember, you got an email from an American, I think, an American viewer, and then he asked for tips from Travis on what he can do or what he should consider to make his relationship with his future wife better.
Oh,
and
I get
stronger.
a million of those. I get too many of those
Yeah.
questions. I can't even single out anyone.
And then,
I get questions too. Like one common question I get is guys writing me about some Filipina that they're involved with. Usually it's an online relationship. Sometimes these guys haven't even met the girl, but they write me and they ask. I get a billion questions about that. That's one of the most common topics that people write me about.
yeah, but the recent email that's kind of like that, you asked me to respond to that, and I did it. But of course, I introduced myself. This is me. So I hope that helped him. And yeah, so it eventually, when I'll have my own channel, like what I already did on my radio show, then it'll be fun. I'll make it fun, entertaining, inspiring. By God's grace, it'll really be great.
The law of attraction.
That's what he
Law
calls
attraction.
it.
That's what I call it.
I call
The
it
law
blessing.
of attraction. Here's a little inside info on me and Imabelle. And if you ever want to get on Imabelle's nerves and kind of bother her, this is what I do. We'll be watching something on TV, or she'll say something, and then I'll just say, "That's the law of attraction." The law of attraction. And she gets so irritated that I just kind of do it to mess with her, just to have a little bit of fun. So that's the key to messing with, to trolling. If you want to troll Imabelle, just bring up law of attraction and just say, yeah, that's because of the law of attraction, and you will successfully have trolled Imabelle. That's her kryptonite. She can't resist when you troll her by saying law of attraction to everything.
I have no problem with the law of attraction as long as you don't you acknowledge, God's amazing loving presence in your life. In my life, that's how I feel. That has been proven many, many times in my life, and even our lives together as a couple. So
yeah, it's just Joey Galan is in the room.
Hi, Joey.
Long time viewer, thank you, Joey. But I was gonna say we're talking
Joey Galan,
like salon.
Salon.
Galan.
Yeah. Salon. Galan.
Yeah.
You said gallon.
I said
Anyways,
galan.
we really
Salon.
have to. Salon. Hello.
I don't know. English is like my second language. Filipino is my third language.
Here's a trivia.
Gibberish is my first language.
Yeah. Anyways, before I say the trivia, Joey said, "Hi, Im and Travis, sending hugs from Las Vegas, USA, and we're sending some hugs back to you."
I'd better
Joey.
hug my computer.
There you go. And kisses. What do you call this? I was saying a trivia about Travis, because in fairness to Travis, he's American, but I really admire his effort and interest to learn the Filipino language, and I am happy. I enjoy helping him with that. And whenever it's like he really gets better and better and better with Filipino words, like speaking them.
Well, I should be getting better.
I know, but sometimes when he has to say or pronounce a word, like an English word, sometimes he gets confused with the accent or something. Like, what was that?
You know what's weird though? Like,
can you tell that story?
Let me tell this story
Okay.
instead. You know what's weird though? If you're really studying another language, like for me, Filipino, if you're really studying it seriously, you start to see English words, and then you think that they're Filipino words. Like we were at a store, and I saw a tank top for sale, and it said SUNDAY, and then boxing club, and it had a boxer. And I read it, and I said the Sunday Boxing Club, and I was trying to. I was thinking, I've never seen that word, that Filipino word before. What could that mean? And then she came by, and I said, Imabelle, what does the word Sunday mean? And then she looks at it, and she says, that says Sunday. That's an English word. And I'm like, oh, and that's not the only time that's happened. You start to read English words. But then you start to pronounce them different, like you're reading Filipino. Because after you study the language a while, you start to see where they take the pauses in words, where they put where they emphasize different syllables. So to me, it was the Sunday. It was Sunday.
Yeah.
And then you said that's Sunday, and then I thought, oh,
Exactly.
it makes perfect sense.
So,
Like I'm looking at it like a common English word, and I can't even realize that it's it says Sunday.
yeah,
I thought I'm reading Filipino, Sunday.
I know.
What does Sunday mean?
Well, to those who do not speak or know how to speak Filipino, the thing is, because for Filipino language, for example, if the word is say sunog, that's spelled as SUN, as in Nancy, OG, sunog. You don't say sanog. So Travis like read Sunday as Sunday, and that was really fun. I was like, what? It's Sunday, so you just gotta be more flexible. But that's it. Actually, that was a good sign that you were really getting better in Filipino.
And I promised we're going to keep this. Wait, let's see. Adam says the best troll was the guy that makes 100K from California that has many vids and gets in. I have not heard of that guy. JC is still with us.
Exactly. See,
I think he's new in the Philippines
JC can relate to what
I think he's
to
new
your
in the country.
story.
But I promised we're not going to go on and on like we normally do. I'm going to cut it short. There's an old show business saying, always leave them wanting more. So we're going to do that. But I'm going to go out on one last story because we talked about the Expendables 3. And of course, they have such a stunning cast. Mm-hmm. One of the best casts probably put on film in the history of film over 100 years that movies have been being made. Expendables 3 has like amongst the greatest casts ever. Now the movie may be good or not, mm-hmm. but nonetheless, it has a great cast. And one of the new cast members is Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
and
that makes it more exciting, I think.
I'll never forget Mel Gibson because years ago, I don't like to talk about this public much because it brings up a lot of pain. I was at a party years ago, and Mel Gibson was there, completely drunk, and he comes up to me, and we get to talking, and it gets out that my real last name is not Kraft, but my real last name is Kraftberg. And then Mel had to make this stupid anti-Semitic comment saying, oh, you could have been an oven burner, which is horrendous because obviously he's referencing how Hitler sent Jewish people and put them in ovens and stuff. Mm-hmm. Said you could have been an oven burner. And it just so happened I was also there with a gay friend. And then Mel started mocking my homosexual friend and making fun of him. And it was truly a terrible experience. Mel Gibson. Maybe Mel Gibson was just trolling me. I don't know. You know, those hijinks that he likes to do on the Jewish people. Maybe that's what he was up to. I don't know. What's your theory on why Mel had to say those terrible things and hurt me so much?
I can't speak for Mel Gibson, but I can speak for you. You better tell them that wasn't true.
What?
People might take it seriously. Come on.
Okay, that's not my story about Mel Gibson. That's actually Winona Ryder's story about Mel Gibson. I just pirated it. Like the way Expendables 3 was pirated. I pirated Winona Ryder's story about... She said that she met Mel Gibson in 1995 at a party, and he was all drunk, and then it came out that her real last name is a Jewish last name. Like somehow someone mentioned her real last name, and it happens to be Jewish, and then Mel Gibson made that comment, oh, you could have been an oven burner, you escaped. And then she was with her gay friend, and then he started mocking the gay guy, which it's a pretty wild story. My first question for her would be, well, if this happened in 1995, why did you wait so many years to come out with it? Like, why didn't you speak up sooner after the fact? And then my second thing, if I was the reporter, the journalist interviewing her, I would say, now, Winona, we know that you're a thief, That's on the record that you're a thief. And thieves are dishonest. Now, how can we trust you? Because we know that you're a dishonest person. Hopefully she didn't pickpocket the interviewer, but that would be my question. Maybe it happened or maybe she's just happens to be a dishonest person. I don't know. But if it did happen, it's either kind of funny because who would do something like that? If Mel Gibson actually did that, what kind of person is Mel Gibson? Like it just seems too unrealistic to believe that a guy would do that. Especially must have been around the time he won his Oscar for Braveheart, like his best director Oscar. Like then he's gonna win the Oscars, then he's just gonna go out mocking Jewish and gay people after winning his Oscar.
Well, yeah. Well, Adam, did I interrupt you?
So, I was just saying it's funny that if he could really do that, but it's also terrible at the same time. Like how could it seems too unbelievable that a guy would actually do that, especially like a famous guy that a lot of people respect. That there's someone that iconic that's also that terrible of a human being to do that.
Speaking of Mel Gibson, Adam said Mel Gibson's still a good actor, regardless what people say about him. Stallone is good too. That's
great.
True. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Adam. And just what you said, Winona Ryder is. I didn't even know that Winona Ryder had that thing. I only learned it from him.
I only learned about it the other night because I saw a comment mentioning it.
I learned about Winona Ryder's being a thief. And then Mel
I think that derailed her career.
And Mel Gibson having this side of him. Well, the truth is, the reality is everyone, all of us, we have our own weaknesses. So they're popular, they're great actors.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get down on either person.
But
she made a mistake by stealing and then getting caught. That was probably the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson got caught with his few scandals that he's had, unfortunately.
But I guess they didn't want them to really be out in the public or be known in the by the public. It's just that it came out. But
I'm not going to judge either person. We all have our bad moments.
Exactly.
I just have to hope that I never have any kind of scandal like that. Yeah. So I have to hope for the best. I do my best to be as good of a person so nothing like that happens. Yeah. No shoplifting, no racist remarks. At least not publicly, right?
Or anything. Well, do we have to...
We got to wrap it up here soon. I said that we were going to keep this at 40 minutes. We're now over 52 minutes. So hopefully you enjoyed my humorous story that I pirated from Winona. I guess you could say I stole it from Winona. But she's no stranger to the concept of stealing, so therefore it's okay. That's how we're going to justify it, right? So final words from Imabelle before we pull the plug.
If you are not able to start this live stream, you can still watch the recording later. And thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, patrons. Be a patron too, and we'll have more fun. And there are super fun bonuses for patrons. And keep enjoying the videos on this channel. We really do our best, and with the support of the patrons, we are able to keep inspiring, entertaining, and informing you and all other viewers around the world.
And in my closing remarks here, friends, Romans, countrymen, I would just like to say that thanks for tuning in with us, and thanks for the support. Thanks for sharing my videos. Thank you for being a patron if you're a patron. We're going to do a new patron-only video of the new Travis Confessional series. That's coming up this week. And I don't have a microphone right now. I'm waiting for that before I can get back out there and shoot more documentaries and do more Travis on the street.
And our cameras are loaned by Canon. Thanks to them.
They were supposed to give them back, but I kept them. I guess I'm like, why not? No, we're going to give them back. I don't think they're...
Negative.
I'm kidding. We were supposed to give them back a week. I kept them. I don't think it's a big deal. We're going to talk to him this week, see if we can extend it. But we're very grateful to Canon. We're very grateful to Kevin Liu, who he was just in America.
Good friend.
He was in America for a month. He loaned us one of his cameras. He came and he got it today. Mm-hmm. So we had that.
So these cameras being loaned are really good
keeping the channel up, and hey.
Since the robbery.
Yeah. I'm very grateful to Canon for partnering with me this way. And when you guys do business, I hope that you take into account that they're the type of company that will support an independent artist like me by doing what they can for me. So, yeah, I think that's really cool of them that businesses do that. You know, maybe they would only want to get in bed with like George Clooney or something, but hey, they're happy having this partnership with Travis Craft. So hopefully we can keep it going. And thank you guys. And
God bless you all.
All right. Bye-bye.